The Grand Theft Auto series, developed by Rockstar Games, has become one of the most influential and controversial franchises in the history of video games. Known for its open-world gameplay, dark humor, and often controversial content, Grand Theft Auto has redefined the action-adventure genre, pushing boundaries in both storytelling and gameplay. With its origins rooted in the early 1990s, the franchise has evolved into a global phenomenon, selling millions of copies worldwide and influencing the design of countless other games. This article explores the origin and history of Grand Theft Auto, from its humble beginnings to its rise as one of the most iconic franchises in video game history. The origins of Grand Theft Auto can be traced back to 1995, when a British video game development company called DMA Design, later known as Rockstar North, created the first game in the series. DMA Design was founded in 1988 and had a history of producing successful games, such as Lemmings, a puzzle platformer released in 1991. However, it was their work on the development of Grand Theft Auto that would mark the beginning of their legacy in the gaming world. Grand Theft Auto, the first installment of the series, was released in 1997 for MS-DOS and Microsoft Windows. The game was a radical departure from the linear, level-based structure that was common in video games at the time. Instead, Grand Theft Auto featured an open-world environment where players could explore freely, engage in various criminal activities, and follow a non-linear storyline. The game's narrative revolved around a criminal who rises through the ranks of the underworld by completing a series of missions for various criminal organizations. At the time of its release, Grand Theft Auto's open-world design was revolutionary. Players could drive cars, steal vehicles, participate in shootouts, engage in street racing, and complete missions, all while navigating a sprawling urban landscape. The game's ability to let players create their own path and make their own decisions was a groundbreaking concept, influencing the design of future open-world games. Despite its groundbreaking design, the game was criticized for its violent content, which included carjacking, theft, and gun violence. However, it garnered a cult following due to its freedom of choice and its satirical depiction of American urban life. Following the success of the first game, DMA Design set out to develop a sequel that would improve upon the formula while pushing the boundaries of what was possible in video game design. Grand Theft Auto 2 was released in 1999, and while it retained much of the core gameplay mechanics of its predecessor, it introduced a number of important changes. The game featured improved graphics, a larger and more diverse city environment, and an even more extensive range of activities and missions. The story of Grand Theft Auto 2 centered around a criminal named Claude Speed, who navigates a fictional city inspired by the real-world urban sprawl of American cities. While Grand Theft Auto 2 did not achieve the same level of mainstream success as its predecessor, it solidified the series' reputation for offering players unparalleled freedom and creativity in how they approached the game. Despite some criticism for its repetitive gameplay and lack of major innovation, the game laid the foundation for the franchise's future success. The real breakthrough for Grand Theft Auto came with the release of Grand Theft Auto 3 in 2001. The game's release marked a turning point in both the franchise's history and the gaming industry as a whole. Grand Theft Auto 3 was the first game in the series to feature 3D graphics, and it was released for the Sony PlayStation 2, marking a major leap forward in terms of technology and design. The game's fully realized 3D open world, complete with detailed environments, pedestrians, vehicles, and a dynamic day-night cycle, was unprecedented at the time. The story of Grand Theft Auto 3 centers on a character named Claude, a silent protagonist who is betrayed by his partner and seeks revenge in a corrupt city filled with crime and violence. The game introduced players to the fictional Liberty City, which would become one of the most iconic locations in the Grand Theft Auto series. Liberty City was a sprawling, fully realized metropolis, featuring a wide variety of neighborhoods, landmarks, and hidden secrets. Players could steal cars, engage in shootouts, and take part in a range of criminal activities, all while exploring a living, breathing world that felt alive with activity. Grand Theft Auto 3's revolutionary 3D world, engaging story, and immersive gameplay helped propel the game into the spotlight, earning it critical acclaim and commercial success. The game was widely regarded as one of the greatest video games of all time, and its impact on the gaming industry cannot be overstated. Grand Theft Auto 3 set a new standard for open-world games and paved the way for future titles in the series. Building on the success of Grand Theft Auto 3, Rockstar Games released Grand Theft Auto Vice City in 2002. Set in the 1980s and inspired by the city of Miami, Vice City introduced a vibrant, neon-lit world filled with 80s pop culture references and an unforgettable soundtrack. The game's story followed Tommy Vercetti, a former criminal who was sent to Vice City to establish his own empire. Vice City was lauded for its improved graphics, expanded gameplay, and deeper narrative, which further fleshed out the franchise's signature combination of dark humor and satire. In 2004, Rockstar Games released Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, one of the most ambitious entries in the series. Set in the fictional state of San Andreas, which was based on California, the game allowed players to explore 3 distinct cities: Los Santos, Los Angeles, San Fierro, San Francisco, and Las Venturas, Las Vegas. San Andreas expanded upon the open-world formula by introducing a range of new features, such as character customization, vehicle customization, and an improved combat system. The game's story followed Carl C.J. Johnson, who returns to Los Santos to uncover the truth behind his brother's murder and confront the criminal organizations controlling the city. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was a massive success, selling millions of copies worldwide and receiving universal acclaim for its expansive world, engaging story, and innovative gameplay. It remains one of the best-selling video games of all time and is widely regarded as one of the greatest video games ever made. In 2008, Rockstar Games released Grand Theft Auto 4 for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Microsoft Windows. The game marked a shift in the franchise's tone, with a more realistic and gritty narrative that explored themes of immigration, the American dream, and the moral consequences of crime. Grand Theft Auto 4's story followed Nico Bellic, an Eastern European immigrant who comes to Liberty City to pursue the American dream, only to find himself entangled in a web of crime and violence. The game's detailed world, emotionally complex story, and mature themes earned it widespread critical acclaim. The next major entry in the franchise, Grand Theft Auto 5, was released in 2013. The game continued the series' tradition of offering players an expansive open world to explore, this time set in the fictional state of San Andreas, which included the city of Los Santos. Grand Theft Auto 5 introduced 3 playable protagonists, Michael, Trevor, and Franklin, each with their own unique storylines that intersect throughout the game. The game also introduced Grand Theft Auto Online, a multiplayer component that allows players to engage in cooperative and competitive activities in an online version of the game's world. Grand Theft Auto 5 was a monumental success, both critically and commercially. It became one of the best-selling video games of all time, and its online multiplayer component, Grand Theft Auto Online, has remained a highly popular and profitable service for Rockstar Games. The game's open-world design, engaging story, and robust online features have kept it relevant for years, and it continues to receive updates and expansions. Throughout its history, the Grand Theft Auto franchise has revolutionized the gaming industry, setting new standards for open-world design, storytelling, and gameplay. From its humble beginnings as a top-down 2D game to its current status as a multi-billion-dollar franchise, Grand Theft Auto has left an indelible mark on the world of video games. With its unique blend of freedom, narrative complexity, and controversial content, the franchise continues to be a cultural touchstone in the gaming world, and its influence can be seen in countless other games.